Coming up on Texas Parks and Wildlife.
You're in an enormously changing environment, doubling a population in your lifetime.
You'll see mallards, but you also see pintails, ringnecks. So there's quite a diversity of ducks that you'd see here.
And seeing a new species that was here many years ago to return to this grounds, it was just very touching, it really was.
The best float trips that we have are going to be really small groups, anywhere between 3 and 5 people.
Texas Parks and Wildlife, a television series for all outdoors.
This series is funded in part by a grant from the Wildlife and Sport Fish Restoration Program. Through your purchase of hunting and fishing equipment and motorboat fuels, over $40 million in conservation efforts are funded in Texas each year.
Additional funding provided by Ram Trucks. Guts, glory, Ram.
There's a big advantage to having the broader perspective. You're in an enormously changing environment, doubling a population in your lifetime. With that happening, you've got to be sure that those people have jobs. You've got to be sure that they've got transportation. You've got to be sure they've got to have a place to live. And at the same time, to be sure that the wildlife and the other things aren't frozen out, which means you've got to work together.
You see, we're the dominant primate, where some of us still act like monkeys. We hold the whip hand, everything else has to, you might say, do our bidding. But the other things have no voice. They're like children. They don't have no vote. And it's a moral thing to protect them because they have a right to live too. We take that egocentric view that we are it.
Well, certainly you have to make hard choices, but that doesn't mean they're impossible choices. As long as you can say to yourself, look, I want to try to find a good solution, rather than just saying, this is the way you're going to do it. You're going to do it my way or you're not going to do it at all. That's no solution.
My problem is that I don't understand this thing of growth, because growth, eventually it kills itself just by size. And yet the whole economic world seems to go as a stock market 3 steps ahead or whatever. It's all growth, 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 and you can't grow forever.
You'd like to think that the great pleasures that you get in the outdoors will be there for the next and the next generation, because as urbanization takes place and more people are employed in the city, it gets more and more difficult to maintain the outdoor experience. More and more of the experiences are going to have to come from a maintained outdoors. Some entity that's going to assure the next generation and the next that there is a place to go walking, there is a place to hear the birds sing, to go fishing.
I think worldwide we've got to realize that because man is part of the environment, we can't exclude man from conservation. We can't stop development because of conservation. We can't stop technological advancement because of conservation. We've got to get together around the table, the industrialists, the conservationists, the property developers, and we've got to be able to talk to each other. It's no good polarizing because conservation is going to lose in the end.
These areas are going to disappear unless we do something right now. This is probably our last chance to really preserve the best places in the state for the future.
In East Texas, near Palestine, is the Gus Engling Wildlife Management Area. Here, amongst the flooded bottomland hardwood forest, you'll find a winter wonderland for waterfowl.
Gus Engling is bottomland hardwoods habitat. It's predominantly oak trees, and a lot of it's flooded in the wintertime. It's really a neat opportunity for the ducks that are here. We try to keep more water and make things better for them while they're here.
Gus Engling is home to whitetails, woodpeckers, warblers, and of course all kinds of waterfowl.
Normally, the ducks we'll see are going to be wood ducks. Wood ducks live here. You'll see mallards, but you also see pintails, ringnecks. So there's quite a diversity of ducks that you'd see here. One of the most special things about these bottomland hardwoods here on Gus Engling is that they're in a very natural state. A lot of your bottomland hardwoods throughout our state and nation have really been logged and had tremendous impact by people.
While many of the ducks migrate through, there are some wood ducks that live here year-round.
Wood ducks are really interesting. They're used to these really dense stands of trees that are in the water, so it's really difficult to see them sometimes when they're in their natural habitat.
Wood duck numbers are solid now, but several years back, biologists were a bit worried.
The wood duck numbers, the population was declining, and it caused some concern, and one of the things it brought about was artificial nest boxes.
Inside here, we place 3 to 4 inches of sawdust, wood shavings or wood chips. And this is what the hen uses to cover her eggs while she's laying them. It sort of serves as the natural refrigerator while she's laying eggs. We found that placing the boxes right at the edge of the brood habitat, which is what we see here, gives a chance when the ducklings jump, they'll be right there and can go to cover and also be able to start feeding.
Current research shows there is sufficient nesting habitat available, and now nest boxes are no longer needed in East Texas.
So the wood duck nest boxes were really one of the first attempts, large scale, that people were able to make, and it really has been quite a success story as far as the wood duck goes and their population.
There's only a small fraction of original bottomland hardwood forests left in Texas. But thanks to places like Gus Engling, waterfowl will always have a refuge.
It's really important for a lot of reasons to have these wild spaces. One of them is so that people can enjoy it. But another important reason is for the animals themselves. They need somewhere that they can call home and that they can stay. There's a lot less wild spaces left, so we want to take good care of it.
The bighorns are back. 50 years ago, these wild mountain sheep disappeared from Texas. Today marks a historic return to their homeland.
We're collaborating with state parks to reintroduce a species that hasn't been here in decades.
Native to the rugged mountains of West Texas, desert bighorns were wiped out by unregulated hunting and disease.
They're part of our natural history out here in West Texas. They were here long before any of us showed up. They're part of the natural ecosystem out there, and of course they're a flagship species for these mountains.
Okay, that's good.
Texas Parks and Wildlife has been partnering with other wildlife groups to reestablish the bighorn population in Texas.
You know, they're just a magnificent species, one of the most rare, and we're just happy to be a part of bringing them back.
As herds gain a foothold in West Texas, sheep can be moved to balance available habitat. How do you move an animal with horns that weigh up to 30 pounds? Very carefully.
Today we're capturing bighorn sheep, of course, and we're transplanting them to Big Bend Ranch State Park. The blindfolds help, number one, to keep the animals calm, and it also keeps the dust out of their eyes. Right here. We're going to be tracking these animals. We've also got partners out here taking blood samples. We're trying to get some baseline information from these animals, and that's important for future restoration projects. Ticks. These animals are fitted with GPS collars. At some point in time, the collars will fall off so we can download those data and see where the sheep have been and what they've been utilizing. The rams they're known to fight, so we try to keep the rams separate just to cut down on fighting.
These sheep are transferred about 100 miles away to Big Bend Ranch State Park. This marks the first bighorn sheep reintroduction at a Texas state park.
And seeing a new species that was here many years ago to return to this grounds, it was just very touching. It really was. Seeing those little white rumps just jump, moving so fast. Something we've never seen or had out here before.
Bighorn fans hope to see more of these majestic animals reclaim their natural home.
This is just one of those steps in the process. There's a lot of other private land tracts and public land tracts we hope to restore sheep to someday.
There's no doubt Lake Somerville is a top destination for Texans. Close to Houston, Austin, and Bryan College Station, the lake is perfect for folks who love to play in the water. Nestled on the west side of the lake is the Lake Somerville State Park complex. It's actually made up of two different state parks, and they both offer up a more quiet outdoor experience. A chance to appreciate nature on a smaller scale. One gem is the park's trailway.
The true jewel of the complex is the trailway itself.
Second mile.
It encompasses over 5,000 acres and traverses over 13 miles of trailway that connects both Birch Creek and Nails Creek State Parks together, which makes it a truly unique opportunity where people can hike, backpack.
The lily pads are coming out down there. It's pretty.
Ride horses.
It's sis that's used to being in the lead.
Mountain bike, and even camp in a primitive state overnight, all that within 90 miles of the 4th largest city in America.
Well, there's nothing like outdoor time for putting you together with your kids. So we definitely got flowers out. A lot of stuff blooming. Well, we like the fact that it's a good 2-day, 3-day walk. The length of it makes it enough to be a little bit of a weekend adventure for us. It's an ideal trail for a family hike.
Another activity that's more on the peaceful side is a 5-mile canoe trip down Yewa Creek.
The best float trips that we have are going to be really small groups, anywhere between 3 and 5 people. We tend to be able to go down the river a whole lot quieter. We see lots more wildlife. We do see white-tailed deer, lots of bird species, wood ducks, green-wing and blue-wing teal.
Either trotting along the trail or paddling down the creek. Lake Somerville State Park is the perfect place to reconnect with nature.
You can experience such a great biodiversity of habitat, but at the same time you can build a better relationship with nature because you'll be in nature, you'll be in their house.
When it's first light, that's the best time to be here. Because they're up and they're moving, and especially if it's cold, they're moving. And you never know what you're going to see when you go around a curve. You don't know what's going to be on the other side. That kind of adds to the mystique of the whole thing. It's a great place to be.
For thousands of years, the wetlands and marshes along the Texas Gulf Coast have provided a rich habitat for many species of plants and animals. But these habitats began to disappear in the early 1900s.
In the 1930s, America was going through a drought, and waterfowl populations were in trouble all around the country. And so in 1937, Franklin Roosevelt signed an executive order which established the refuge and set it aside for waterfowl and migratory bird management.
The Aransas National Wildlife Refuge is surrounded by bay waters. Its marshes are home to a variety of plants and animals, from waterfowl to the American alligator. Moving inland, dense thickets provide shelter for white-tailed deer, javelina, coyotes, and raccoons. Although the refuge is set aside for wildlife, visitors have a place here too.
We've seen more ducks than I have ever seen in my life.
and more geese.
The Wildlife Interpretive Center houses an exhibit that features the species and habitats of the region.
Yeah.
Just a little to the left and over near the other shore, you can see just 2 little spots.
Oh.
Can you see them?
See those 2 things that are in the water? Just go to the right of that little spit of land. You see them?
They're pretty. This is a beautiful place here, isn't it? Sure is.
We come down every year.
All the way from New York.
Even though they're so far away, is it still worth it?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, is it because they're...
Oh, this is just lovely. Aransas is marvelous. This is real nature.
Okay. The funny part about trimming one of these trails, when you turn around and come back up the trail, it looks worse than it did when you went down almost. You have to trim it again. More stumps down there.
How long
have we been volunteering?
It has been years.
Well, we are professional volunteers. By that, we do it any place we can, anytime somebody needs our services.
The Aransas National Wildlife Refuge is the winter home to a diverse bird population. Almost 400 species have been documented here. But the most famous wintertime resident is the whooping crane.
This is the only place that a natural wild flock winters anywhere in the world. I mean, whooping cranes, there are only about 430 in North America and about 200 in this Texas wintering flock. Of course, it's still endangered. We're still in the initial stages of saving the species. We've got a long way to go.
This majestic red-headed bird is the largest in North America. Standing 5 feet tall, its black-tipped wings span 7.5 feet in flight. From late October until mid-April, the whoopers winter along 35 miles of Texas coast. Here they relax in the marshes, feeding on crabs and acorns, raising their young. They establish their own territory at the refuge and will return to exactly the same area year after year. But even after half a century of protection, the whooper is still in danger.
We just know they're not safe. We're trying to get a second and then a third flock established, and then at that point we feel we could take the bird off the endangered species list. And that is the overall goal of what we're trying to do.
And other dangers loom just over the horizon.
One of those major threats right now is the continued decrease of freshwater inflows.
What's happening is this. More and more water is being diverted from rivers upstream to be used by people, industry, and agriculture. But doing this reduces the amount of fresh water that flows all the way to the Gulf of Mexico. The result? Estuaries are robbed of the nutrients that keep marine ecosystems in balance. For the whooping crane, this break in the aquatic food chain would be devastating.
And the trend is continuing. There's no mechanism to leave adequate amounts of water in the river. And that situation has to be reversed or the whooping crane is going to go extinct.
For the first time in the history of the refuge, the whooping crane population will exceed 200 birds. But its future remains tenuous so long as the species must rely so heavily on the wintering grounds here at Aransas.
The reason that we need another flock of whooping cranes is this flock is so vulnerable. All we need is one hurricane in November that could wipe out 2/3 of the flock.
That fact keeps the biologists forever on edge, knowing that a single disaster could wipe out 50 years of hard work.
They were once only 15 whooping cranes wintering in Texas, and they were so rare, and they've made such a comeback that they really symbolize conservation in North America of what man can accomplish if man steps in and adequately protects the species and allows it to make a comeback.
This series is funded in part by a grant from the Wildlife and Sport Fish Restoration Program. Through your purchase of hunting and fishing equipment and motorboat fuels, over $40 million in conservation efforts are funded in Texas each year.
Additional funding provided by Ram Trucks. Guts, glory, Ram.